lo ta lo cho li lo cho lo cái sai ba phu cho đi
ba phu chưa mấy cái sạc thì cái tiền này mà cái sai ba phu chưa
lo đó đây lo đó là nó nó lê cái chú lê cái chú lê cái chú lê cái chú
oh what do you hello to do thì đã đi là cái mà trên đồ vào này xin mấy trăm phân lần hay là cái gì là nó có quá hello nó hello nó cái gì vậy thì cái phải
lo đi nó lo
bớt được gì nhá này sao rồi
You're gonna meet the other rangers down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Qua ra là cô kho vào đã phân lại.
mình là trẻ có phò
Do you all have a tour ticket?
Yes.
chúng ta có nó tí đi bọn nó chúng ta tí đi bọn nó lên cái chú đi áo lên lên cái bà đi 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 ui ui ta thấy chưa mà muốn có chú gà hay bùa noa cái gì lên lo liệp lại lấy chỉ lo cho ê khóp lộ này thò tí là mua cô này đỡ thiếu mua cô vào đi nó lo lấy cái chú đi lo đi nó ra cái chú đi ê ta bè cái thôi tứ đĩa này
mà thì thôi là các cái kia xe này là cái
lo chứ nó bùi tại địa của lo mướn cả ta khu ta khơi mà thôi cái gì đi lên lo lẻ qua lại chưa khi được nó có chi nè nè có bị chai có bị bay qua có lộ bay qua hay lộ lên này là hắn lỡ ta to này nào mà cho cái ba mà ba lên đây nhà mà ô bị cái bị kia này ô to to tay già ta sẽ cua đây bị liga đây liga san thắc liga Pli.
liga pa wedi ki. Ni di ba ko e. Ko ra ba han ki ji ra ji ra.
Ở thì ở đây nhà khai này thì tập hút này.
Tu no exit. Kabar ya.
Berapa nih hati lo tamu kan?
Ya tu nak jago.
Nih di kho.
Jangan lo li kaya kau li ni ami ya kan.
Tinggal apa?
Tete lo. Nanti ya tete lo. Jual kopi lo.
Ola piak lo.
Mo hekana le chika chi thar bi.
Free to sit down here. I'll give you a quick introduction, and we'll let you catch up to the other 330s. Because what you'll want to do is with them, go and gather where that group is up there on the kivas, and Ranger Cass up there will explain what a kiva is, and I bet some of you know already, right? So what's with the blue shirts? Where are we? I love them.
We got it from the welcome center.
Oh, the welcome center. You all bought the same shirts? They had that many? That's the shirt I wanted. You guys bought them all.
After we get in there, they all gone.
But it's good. It looks good. Looks like you're all like a family now. You know, you belong together. Except
We
you-
are.
Like, where's your shirt? But yeah, okay. Where are you from?
Oh,
Different.
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Okay, cool. Was it like
Family.
family trip? Cool. Well, welcome all. This is the iconic Cliff Palace. Yeah, this is where all the pictures are taken from. So yeah, we have 150 rooms here, and there's 21 kivas. And like I say, you'll learn what a kiva is. But more than half these rooms would have been storage. But I'm hoping you were thinking on your way down, it's like, what would have got into the minds of these people to come into the cliffs? They're living on top of the mesa for 750 years. You saw the corn from Ranger Anna, right? They're growing that corn up there. So why not be up there? Why did they decide then to come down here, kind of in the 1100s, but mostly in the 1200s? Any ideas?
Probably the starvation. No, the out of food or something.
A good place to store food, but they're still growing up there. And they're very good at it, and they're doing a good job. Look how good they are. They're able to build this. So these people weren't hungry, right?
But they
So
don't have
protection's a
to.
good one. Yeah, that's a good one. So let's just go with both of those. So she said protection and shelter from the weather. So that's what I would think too, because it's always cooler down here. And then, you know, you're sheltered from the rain and the snow. And we got 90 inches of snow last year. There's real winters here. It gets pretty cold. So yeah, you can use a kiva like in the wintertime and stay warm. But even, you know, the rain, it's a great spot to be. And you know, I give tours of Longhouse, and it is so cool when you walk in the back, and they have a seep spring there that humidifies the air as it goes through. So very pleasant, even on very hot days. So yeah, that makes sense to me that you would come here partially because you want to be protected from the weather and to stay cool. Another one would be protection. What do you think protection from what? You said that.
Wild animals.
Some animals, yeah. How about wild
Weather?
human animals, maybe?
Probably weather.
In the weather, yeah, we were
Weather,
talking about
yeah.
some weather
Extreme
protection.
weather.
Yes, some thoughts are that there was a shift going on in this culture at the time in the 1200s. So we had a lot of little farming hamlets, and this is just an example of all of the Four Corners areas, and that's, you know, Utah, New Mexico, Colorado. So when I say Four Corners, I mean those 4 states. But there was more people living back then than there are today. So there's a lot of people here, and a lot of them were living on little farms, like on top of the mesa. But for some reason, we see in 1200s, they started to get together into like cities, you know? So it's people moving from the small country life into a city life. So that's one thing that's going on. And so that was happening down here. It was also happening up in the mesa top. The other big one is, I think, water. So, you know, water's so vital. And I see most of you have bottles of water, and that's smart. So, yeah, so the water was mostly down here. So at this level, we have what they call seeps. And Longhouse, Balcony House are better examples than this because the seeps are right there in the dwelling. So it's obvious they came down to protect their water, to be close to the water because we're in a drought. But here, we think they carried their water in. So there's seep springs around this corner, maybe some around there. So they're carrying the water from these little springs and bringing it into the dwelling. So if you're living up top, you're carrying it from this level all the way up on top of the mesa. So one thought is, hey, why carry water? Why don't we move down close to the water and then go up where we're farming and then walk up then? So, you know, instead of being where the farming's going on, let's go where the water is. So that's a lot of the thought. That's a good reason to be down here. Anything else? Anybody have another thought? There's another one I could think of. It's not as obvious. But, you know, these people are doing well. The families are getting bigger, people migrating in. There's little hamlets, you know, I'm saying the farming hamlets. So there's like a lot of people in one place. And now they're farming up top the mesa. And if you start to build all of your dwellings up there, and just think of these vertical dwellings being horizontal, it's a big area. So maybe they're trying to preserve their farming area. And that's use the cliffs then and come down. That one not as obvious. So that's kind of the story of why we think that people move down here. But they're a migratory people, the Pueblo folks, so that's part of their culture. What was that? Oh, as a baby, I thought it was the Raymond. I'm like, oh, we're making some pretty weird noises. So anyhow, it's just a culture of movement. So we know that it's natural for them to want to move into places like this too. So let's look at some of the architecture, since we're staring out this way. Yeah, Nietzsche, we got a bunch of ravens. Are they ravens or are they turkey vultures? Turkey vultures, I think.
It's difficult to take the water up, just as like coming down to get water, because you said they're farming up at the top, right? So.
Yeah, so it used to be they would take water from like this area, and it's just at this level around, and have to carry it all the way up. Can you imagine doing that? So if you move down into the cliffs, you're close to your water.
Step by step.
So yeah, so you just stay at this level, and you go around the bend here, and there's a seep spring. There's one at Oak Tree. So they're gathering their water in seep springs, just around the bend. Instead of carrying it all the way up, they just carry it right into their home right here.
Okay.
So let's talk about homes. So we're looking out here. I need you all to use your imagination, because what is left here was the remains from the Pueblo people themselves. So we are not trying to reconstruct what they're doing. So most of this is
What about the other side?
That's the Mesa Top Loop. So those are tours. They're just driving tours. That's called Sun Temple. So if you guys haven't done that yet, you should.
Yeah, we would like to do that. Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
How we give that thing?
Oh, what's that?
How do we?
You'll drive all the way around, so you get back in the car. Yeah.
Chikama.
You'll get the whole Mesa Verde story going around that tour.
Is the web
Chiều water.
a web or?
Yeah, this is called a kiva, and actually we got better examples up here. In Ranger Pass, we'll talk about like the same structures. She's going to talk to you about them.
hole, which would give you access. Would be a ladder to the bottom. And so you would have a fire down here. So you kind of see the remnants of a fire pit. We have a an air deflector here, which would help with distributing the air around. And we have a ventilation shaft here. So we have this beautiful system here, which would bring in cool air, disperse, mixing with the warm air. And what does warm air do? It rises. And once you have that suction, you kind of have your first ever air conditioning. Isn't that awesome? So you would have a sturdy structure. You would have your courtroom up top, where you would do your day-to-day activities, your painting of pottery, your basket weaving, you would look after your kids, you would be hearing turkeys gobbling, dogs barking, maybe the smell of juniper pinion burning, which is beautiful. How many of you use juniper as an incense? Anybody? No? It's very cleansing. It has, it's believed to have some cleansing properties to it. So just having that opening with the fire, you know, you're kind of being cleansed. And that kind of goes into this space possibly being, well, not possibly, definitely being used as a ceremonious, a ritual space, but also for families as well, family gatherings. Kivas are still used today in modern Pueblo society, but it has shifted a little. You know, as society changes, needs are changing as well. So kivas are no longer circular. They're more rectangular or square. But what's fascinating is that you would still access from the top. I'm from Zuni Pueblo. We have kivas in the main village, the old village, and you would see some of the Kachinas using that ladder to access into the site as well, which is beautiful. So there's a lot of tradition still being used today. So did David talk to you about the reason why they moved into the alcove a little bit? Yes. Water, yes. So I'm just going to kind of extend that story with you all today.
Kita kecil lah, kita korban. Lên, thôi lên. Lên nào. Lên. Thôi cho lên. Thôi lên nào. Thôi lên cái chu lên nào.
Khai nhà đó.
Lọt từ tapa vào đó. Thôi từ tapa vào nào. Thôi. 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 Thôi thôi chơi. Thôi lên chơi.
Udah pakainya.
Imagine if my mom came.
Kalau bag dulu kipu ni. Oh, kemana?
Mula.
Bigger than me.
Ni lobu ni. Do ya.
No.
Ya.
Ayo do nanti. Ni lah hey.
They good?
Itu cu.
My what? Open my face.
Thôi. Đây là cái chuột đi.
Yes.
Boleh tu.
Ina dah lah tak apa nak. Hai cái thoa kiểu của giờ cái này. Chỉ cần đun nước rau vậy.
Why should I go? What the like here?
Thôi rồi. Tôi có đâu đây. Đây này. Hai thoa lơ cái du bữa hai thoa này tắc chủ du lên.
Oh, sorry.
Ui.
Me love there.
Thôi lên.
À thà là bìm mẹ hơn.
Tabi me love.
Thà bìm mẹ.
Nó đâu có nè.
And me love there byる.
Ôi. Ôi. Cái thoa nó lên cái chui. Ora ka me le ola obele wa dui. Ora pizza nyang lo.
Dua dah lah. Dua dia kilo cor salah ni salah dah. Ya. Wah. Ai ke kau pada sana.
Alright. Tao cái đây.
Yeah. Mati bang kiss.
Ada lo ple si kho dui. Si du me wa te se to ke ba. Rồi nuôi cái gì đi. Lần nữa là bữa mà đẹp rồi. Bộ ra museum. Dari kita pun kata tak.
Wah, ulang pasti ni mana? Muka boleh sini lah.
Kalau lor dah.
Lor ni ba?
Lor lah. Lor.
Lor ni.
As they should.
Vậy. Lor mi ba. Ta ta to rồi. Các bạn kia đâu nè, cái thoa cái bộ đâu. Cái thoa ra đâu.
Ni ni tikiwa boleh. Pete tuli.
Ờ.
Tem mi ba sia. Dah tak ada kan. Aku ye kuat telur ah. Tu gede dah lah ni tikiwa.
I must have it. started on something there.
There's some here, there's some there.
Oh, the head exactly.
Đi vào cái leo luôn rồi. Nó vào ra một lập pot thu ra tara lập pot thu mẹ hay đi chana ra phá qua bà nhà đi phá qua bà qua quên mua cái vào mua phá quên rồi đi phá con này bác kia chúa phải được chứ là kia cho bà bà đi ra thôi quên mà quên
มันก็ทอดร้านนั่นคือเฮ็ดได้ล่ะ
bác kia chúa phải được chứ là kia cho bà đi ra thôi quên mà quên
มันก็ทอดร้านนั่นคือเฮ็ดได้ล่ะ rồi 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 lỡ lỡ rồi này nó cũng loại đó là YouTube này mình loại YouTube là
They really do have a YouTube channel.
này
ngọt tệ
à
nó câu này lúc nào bà ra đâu rồi
này này
No.
That was too funny.
Where is the picture here? Oh, here. I need to sit. I need water, but I don't have my water anymore. It's in the car. Oh no, here, Amber, here. You could do it up here. You could do it up here. You could do it up here.
ngon không có gì mà bùa này
hurry
Oh yeah, it's just too far. And it's already late. Yeah.
Lấy buồn hay là lên.
nó đi bắt thù lì bùa đó lo
แต่ให้ที่ดำหมอเก็บไว้ที่ดำ
à tiêu cái này pháp chăn này qua nào tiêu nào chăn cái
มาไว้ที่ดำหมอ
lúc bị làm gì hay
เออ
có bị làm gì chăn này
ที่ดำหมอแล้วก็โคไปนี่เดียวคนรอไปนี่เดียวแล้วกินเราอยู่ไปนี่เดียวชอบ
có khi bùa này
เออตอนนี้ก็ที่ดำหมอวิโควิแล้วก็มาเก็บไว้ปลีจูดดำหมอ
cái lò bếp lìa rồi
เออ
cái lò bếp lìa cái lò bếp khuôn nhà đó cái lò bếp khuôn nhà
เราได้เห็นตั้งเอาไว้ที่ไว้จะน้อยเดียวจะต่อตาจูตาไม่จูเราเนี่ยที่ไม่เปิดเราไม่เล็ดเราเอาไปอุดจะน้อยเดียวที่อุดจะไปจะน้อยมั้ง
đã khả năng có thể tại siêu khó là và tiêu là kiếm nhiều này để tiêu hảo rồi
ที่เราขี้วันเราเราขี้แล้ว
bây giờ là muốn lên cái chỗ lên đa bùn nữa bùn
เรียกชูเลยเนี่ยที่เขาไปชอบเขาไปหรอเพราะอะไรเรามีหรอมีจะนี่เกิดแล้วมั้งสนุกมีเราไหนกัน จะลุตีแต่คุดดูดูไอช่วงสีหุ่นคนนี้ก็มาไว้คอยเยอะเลยสีละกายให้บีละคนว่าเราชอบราคาหลอกกันนะชอบเราไว้ตัววิดีโอเราเปรี้ยวเลยแล้วแต่คนส่วนเราเสียวันนี้นี่เขาโควิดให้กี่เป็นหรอมั้งเลื่อนละคนนี้สุราสิซิจิเราไว้ไปหรอแต่ถ้าที่จะมาเจอตาหาที่จะมา
Theo lẽ theo cái tay nhiều một con. Theo lên tay nhiều.
Ini nih kemau lah pula ni. Apa nak si kemau? Ada tiada talu tilo.
ที่เราว่าที่
Ti all. Agak lah.
เลยเด็กครับ
Ni gua ni pan. Pan ni. Tilo.
Bên đó mà bỏ lông quên để đi đâu vậy? Xe lại đi ra.
Okay, I want to go take the picture. Ember. Hebo. You gotta make it up. You want the full body? All right there. I feel like. The bill on the cool BD, you feel like yeah, Johnny. Yeah.
2, 1, 3. Mana kakak buat?
Sure, you did that on purpose.
Yes, I did.
Aku sama ketawa
I won.
No.
I did.
Nama kiwanya ya.
That job.
Huh?
Why would you do that?
Because I want to see how long it takes.
I did it.
No, one nama kiwa mana kalau. Jadi. Theo ama breathe deep breath ni tu.
That's a nut shot.
Tapi lo tiền lại. Ở từ từ đã.
1, 2. Lấy.
Lên ni mat, dia ada kan ni, kau lên ni mat.
Nè, phun lên em ăn mình cái
Giờ đây gala.
Wajib di kau hakku.
Temu eh.
Di kau hakku temu apa?
Careful. Okay, wait, balik.
Gì thì cả.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Con này.
Kamu dia.
Yes, right.
Le.
Yeah, right.
Hello. Vô về thì quả chút đi vô rồi.
Together and then you too. You guys have a 1, 2, 3.
So wow lên.
Sina.
Kau kilo.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, dah ada